Okay. So we go back to the live again. So just clear that part. Oops. Yeah. Yeah, you can make it. You can make it. Check it. You know how you're gonna make this one now? Where's the water? Any more water? It's already inside. So just on it. It comes to your jug, and then you make it. Absolutely. That's it. That's it. Yeah, because the measurement for the jug is bigger and the cups are smaller. But what is still no, no. First though? Put it back in the thing. Yeah. Right. So this jugs roughly give you 2 people cups easily. Okay, I'm only making for you to admit. And then you got sachets and everything. So I can cover with this appeal so far, yeah? I'll go for tea. I'll go this, you know, this tea sachet, that's the one on the left. So I'll go. Yeah, we got everything here. When you get coffee. You got coffee, you got tea, you know the correct chai. Oh, these ones. Okay. The Nestle one, I like them. Okay. Claim you one. Another one. What's that chai? It's chai. Correct chai. Same like your Turkish chai. Okay, Keith. So when we was before, we was talking about treat the line number 1 first. Yeah. The lesson plan. Take everything so seriously what is on the page. So people take this part so light, who's you gonna take them? The beginner. So we said treat them your beginner as your like a child, somebody less than that age. Then you go for a little bit the partly trained, then you increase the age, which is a bit smaller age again. Then you go bit trained guy, which is like 21 to 25, and now the age is getting better for the full license holder new and full license holder experience. Yeah. This, if they allow you to take anybody, take anybody. Simple. Which works best for you, you just do it. But don't forget, if you're taking that guy, first think what mind group he is now. Now, very simple. He's a child. You don't talk about too much adult things with him, isn't it? So that means you don't talk about these parts. You guys already have enough training, so sometimes you're thinking about, oh, I'm going to tell you about the part 2 style. Yeah. It's too much pressure for him, right? He maybe can take the second step, not the first step. If the beginner can take a little extra information for partly trained, that is okay. One step ahead. Examiner will use this word called challenge. Have you give this student a challenge? So, but this challenge is too much, like a part 2, advanced driving. This is too much. Okay? So think who they are, treat them on their ages group in your mind, and then think what is the next stage on that group. If you're taking somebody a full license holder as a new person, after you think he reach his level, then one level up before you stop the lesson. Okay? So let's say you're taking somebody trained, right? Who's going for their test now. You teach him everything he needs to know for his test, but when you're going to finish your lesson or about to finish the let's say last 5 to 10 minutes, end up here because he's doing this with your help. On the day of the test, he might have to go one step extra. Go one step forward. Yeah, the unforeseen circumstances he may be faced, and you're not going to be there. And just tell him, what if you go there and I'm not there? What you gonna do? All right, right. So this is enough for you to pass the driving test. But soon after you got the license, they allow you to drive on the road without me. Mm-hmm. Then if I'm not with you, what you do next? So one step ahead. But if you're trying to go for mismatch, same as I've said, if you're telling me this you're gonna do, mm-hmm. You show me that picture, you're gonna do this. But when you start the lesson and I see you doing this, I know the lesson is not working. From the beginning, I know lesson is not working. Why? You're not using this, you are using this, but you told me you're going to use this. So this is why when you tell the story to the examiner, take your enough time, but give him the right picture, right? Right picture, but honestly, many instructors, they lie. They say to me sometimes, oh, can I take to my missus, and then I say, she's my student. Or my missus already passed and she's a full.
Sweeten.
Yeah.
Or do you need to put sugar in?
The sweet.
No, are they? There is a chai already sweetened.
No.
No. If you want.
Yeah, what you want. You can make a double cup, just I think the cups are very light.
Yeah, yeah. Have you got sugar in here?
Yeah.
You want sweetener?
My name is sweet. So, what's the purpose of lying? Does this examiner relate to you or something? No. But when you go to lie about them, that is when you create a problem for yourself. You say, oh, she's my student, but actually you know her, right? If you know her, then it's better to tell her or tell the examiner at the same time, oh, I know her, I know this style don't suit her. That was right. You know, the teaching style and learning style. Say, oh, she don't like these pictures. She like to experience. Oh, is it? Oh, she's like that. Yeah. Every time I teach her, she say, oh, don't show me the picture. Show me. And that way she learn better. All right. Because you know her better. Right? But if you say, no, she's my student, then you tried, oh, can I show you the picture? And your student say, yes, can you show me a picture? And then after that, the student is not even paying attention to your picture. Yeah. You thinking, oh, I even asked her a picture and she said, yeah, show me the picture. That is why I show her a picture. But after that, because you already rehearsal properly before coming, so she's not interested to watch. She know what you're gonna say. She know what you're showing, so she's not interested. And if I'm sitting at the back, thank you so much. So if I'm sitting at the back, I know she's not watching. Then why you wasted your time and her time for doing something just to show me? Okay, I'm telling you now, don't show me. Simple. So that is where they everyone do the mistake. That number one, whoever they are. Last time we done 3 tests, no pink badge, straight to the part three. One with the sister, full license holder, other with husband, full license holder. And I say the same thing. Just tell them they're my husband, tell them my sister, and tell the right story. Or she passed last August, and after that she did not drive. Now she's going to buy the car and she's driving, and she forgets a lot of stuff. And when we done the assessment, she still need a workout. Okay, where is she in a workout? She know how to drive this small roundabout, but her baby schools are over there, and she have to go. And every time she go there on the roundabout in the morning 8:30, she messed up. And she was talking about to me that every time I go there, I messed up. Somebody beat me. Oh, this is a genuine problem. This is a genuine goal. Then what we do? We sort this problem out today in my lesson. Oh, that will be best. Right story, right goal, right need, and just do it. Next time, it was another one. The guy said, "I'm going to start the job. Where I live, I know everywhere. So I never bother about the sat nav, tom, postcode. Just tell me, I will take you." And I never look on the board and everything. And then he said, "What if they changed the board last night?" Oh, can they do it? Of course. Recently in the Hill, it was be a ring road, and now they changed ring road to Sink Road because they started a new ring road. Overnight, the board changed. So if you're not in the habit to watch the board, you will assume it and you will go somewhere else. So he started doing the delivery jobs, and then he was doing that Uber job. So he said, now I go everywhere. Now everywhere I don't know how to go, and from a long time because I live in the same small village in town, I know everywhere. This is the first time I have to develop my habit to watch the road sign and road mark. Otherwise, I know how to drive. So that is the real problem of that guy. So we said just keep the same thing what is real. Go to the examiner, tell the same thing what he's telling to you, and when you go in the car again, and you're going to ask the guy what you want to do, and he will repeat the same thing again. So that all match, right? So that person was full license holder experience, and then we have to treat him like experienced guy, not as a beginner anymore. So I'm not going to pick a very, very small things and say, oh, you done this, you done that. Now imagine you taking this guy on the road and you'd say, oh, you did not check your back mirror. That's not relevant anymore. He's clever enough to check from somewhere else. He's trained enough to know who's behind him. He already know from a long time nobody's coming and nobody will come suddenly behind him if the road is straight. So if I do the brake, if I don't check the mirror, let's say if I do the brake and from a long time I know there's no one behind me, do you still expect me to check the mirror before brake? Yes, that's where we do the wrong. Because I
That's,
know
is that for the experienced person, right?
I'm already know there's nobody there. Now if I'm driving on let's say 30-mile road and nobody coming from back and I'm already regularly checking my mirrors. I'm updating myself regularly.
Alright, okay.
So I know there's nobody.
Yeah.
So if I do the brake, I know there's nobody because I'm regularly checking while driving. So just before the light is not very special not to watch.
No. Well, if you do it as a regular shift.
Yeah, because I'm the full license holder.
Because I didn't understand the question.
Oh, sorry. That's fine.
They say you've been driving for a long time, but you know there's nobody behind
Yeah.
you. But you not check your mirrors.
Then you say it because you have to first find out if this guy do this, then you say it. But if this guy do it, you find out the way. Oh, customer, I did not see you looking on your mirror before the break. So how you know is behind it? Oh, I was watching regularly all the time, so many times. So how come suddenly gonna come now? Because it's a straight road. There's no bend at the back. I can see all the 1 mile from the mirror easily. It's a very straight road, and I can see 1 mile. How somebody gonna come suddenly? And just few seconds ago, I checked before the break. That is exactly the same way when you do the emergency brake, you don't look back because you already updated. There's nobody at the back. You can do the brake. There's no chance somebody hit because you know there's nobody there. So because I'm in advance now. But sometimes when you take this person and you're talking about the mirror, the examiner says, you're going out of your goal now. Now then all this lesson, you're going to talk about the mirrors. Oh, Kasim, make sure you look back mirror. Okay, Kasim, do I remind you for the back mirror? Come to the point. He said you, I want to come that way. Listen, there are customers. They come into your shop. Which shop? Driving school shop. They want to buy something from you. What? A lesson. Okay. What lesson? Okay. I want to buy today left turning lesson. Okay. So I want to make sure when I go out of your lesson, something in my hand. So then, if you're giving me something else, or come tomorrow, so that means I have to come tomorrow to your shop for the same thing for the left turns. So this is why first you ask your student what they want to do. Find out their goals. Spend enough time talking. Before come to the test, when you're alone with your student, this is the best time you can ask your student because there is no time limit. Spend half an hour, 1 hour. Even you have to ring them. Or what you like to do today, tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. Because when we can talk now, and tomorrow we can straight to the drive. We can say 15 minutes talking what you want. Oh, like in the morning I got these problems. Oh, okay, yeah. All right, I'm making the notes. Okay, that's fine. I understand. So when I come in the morning tomorrow, you already know what you want to do. Okay, good. So we can save time. So
Sometimes you have a student, you try to talk to them, they don't want to talk. You got a student who doesn't want to talk.
yeah, then you encourage them to talk. There must be a barrier. Like there is a barrier with you and the student, which you have to break it, where they get a lot of like a comfort. I normally say sometimes the students in the way, oh, you don't talk at home. I talk at home. You don't talk to your brother, sister. No, I talk. With your friends. Oh, when I'm comfortable, I talk too much. Okay, that means you're not comfortable with me because you're not talking to me. No, it's not like that. It's not like that. What I did, I break it. I straight away break it by asking 1, 2 questions. And after that, totally the behavior of the student is changed. He talk with the people he know. He talk when he get confident. Lot of times the ladies are like that as well. Some in the beginning I got a lot of times some ladies they don't talk. That is true. They don't want to talk to you until they don't know you. So sometimes in my first lessons, 2 hours, something like 4 hours, 2 hours, second and second 2 hours, I don't encourage them to talk. I just let them get used to with the car, focus what they're learning,
Yeah.
right? And then slowly, slowly, I come to the conversation to just find out their goals. If I try to do on the same day for the day one, maybe your student will never able to tell exact goal of this lesson. Let's say you're going to meet somebody now, first time, and that guy going with you on the test now, he will never able to tell exact goal of his lesson, right? And maybe by the time you try to find out and do it, you guys may be going to miss each other. He's saying something else, you are saying something else, and that miscommunication, misunderstanding can take you. Same thing. You showing this, he want this, and what happening at the back of the seat of the examiner? They say, "Look, you told me something else, you did something else." Don't take any student who is not talking to you. Only take them when they're comfortable with you to talk to you. Then they're right person to go with you. Until you can work with that person alone. But if you're coming with the examiner and you still got that barrier, that's not good. You are bringing that person in front of me early. Like you have to prepare him to bring to me. Don't just day one. If you do that, you have a less chances of getting marks. Because you have to come to the level first. Examiner will say again, I want to see your lesson is very comfortable, enjoyable, where the student is so relaxed and is not shy to ask you any question. He is asking you whatever he wants. So that means you already have a little bounding going on to do it. And how it happens? Best where you treat them from a beginning, or where you teach them from the beginning as a cockpit will and control, and they are learning regularly with you until that stage. Everything happens. You know their goals, you know their weak point, you know their needs, you know their where they are good, where they need a help, where they don't need a help. And by this journey, you already made them comfortable. They already know you got a dual controls. So what's special today? Okay? Why you tell somebody, oh, I got a dual control, if they're sitting in your car first time? Otherwise, they know. So that way, you can still can save time. Just say, okay, because you got third person in the car, can you just quickly make sure to say something where they know that you know about it or not? Oh yeah, okay. Your car is got dual control and this stuff. So this is the best person. Start from the cockpit room, take them up till here, or let them pass the test. Find out what they want to do after they passing the test. Take them, even they pass with you recently, driving regularly. Offer them assessment and find out their weak points and do it because you know them. So choosing the wrong person from the beginning can give you the trouble. How come people get 51 by 51? What special they do? These things, tips. They find the best for them, best test center, best route, best day. They look on the weather in advance, as I said before. They look on the weather in advance. I was telling somebody for the ROSPA advanced test. She said I'm going for advanced test. She's in London, PDI, and I was like, "Oh, do they tell me the date?" I said, "You just talk to the examiner. You mutually decide the date, but make sure go to the BBC weather to check the weather first, and then make sure you're going to drive with that level according to the weather. Don't prepare yourself all the time for 2 second gap. On that day, especially, you have to do 4 second gap, and you are practicing every time on good day. Because if we have to go drive to practice and I see bad weather, I will not go. Because in my practice, I can do anytime. Although when the rain stop, then I go. And on the test day, the rain start. My practice is good weather. Test day, I got bad weather. That is what happens with your students sometimes. You maybe can ask them on the day, oh, it's a bad weather, what you do following distance. But remember, they are listening this for the first time with you. How many times it happened? Driving test day. They drive on the regular days with the good weather, and on the test day you got the bad weather. And what happened? Yeah. They just not use it. Even how many times we get the call, oh, it's a very bad weather, can we cancel the lesson today? So that means they want to practice in a good weather always. And on the test day, soon they get the bad weather, they have less experience of the bad weather. The chances of risk is there. Chances of mistake is there. So that way on your test day as well, that's what happens sometimes. Common story, oh, I failed my part 3, I failed my standard check. What? It was a heavy rain on the day of the test. And then my student done this one, it's all messed up. It was so bad rain and okay, yeah. But I mean you don't know the rain gonna come. You never check the weather. Or you only prepare your student in the good weathers, and that's why when you go to the other one, the things get changed. Weather should not make any difference on your lesson, isn't it? So again, planning make problem. This is why on your first line, they want you to come with plan, right? Um, Let me tell you about my first lesson. Yeah, when I did my first lesson in London, I got some guy booked me for East London somewhere. I even have to find out where he live. I have to go to the Google map to find out my junctions, where I'm going to take him, what the road is there. Then I made a whole lesson structure before even I go to his house. Yeah, we don't do this anymore.
I do. As a beginner.
Yes, that is my point. In the beginning, we do it.
Well, I started teaching in Leeds. I didn't know anywhere in Leeds.
Yeah, because now we don't need it.
But when I started advertising on Google, first place I got was in Chapel Road.
Yeah, and that made
No
it.
idea how to get there. Where did you go?
Yeah,
I was using Google Maps.
exactly. So what you did there, lesson planning. Yeah. So that's the main point. This is what we're going to start now for the lesson planning. Yeah. So lesson plan. So straight away you said the lesson plan, right? If there is no lesson plan, you're taking a risk. You're just thinking, I will see on the day. You have a lot of other things to see on the day as well. If you're already planning for the new thing on the day, like a day life challenges, then you're putting yourself in more challenging position. Until you are good enough that whatever comes, you just do it. But again, you don't know what's going to come on the road. So why you want to put yourself in a lot of challenging positions then? Why? They never say you to put yourself in a very challenging. They say just make a lesson plan, come with a plan, make a lesson structure. Other problem with the lesson structure, you keeping that structure in your mind. You never share with me. I'm your student. You thinking to take me next side on the roundabout going straight second exit. Why are you keeping this in your heart? You can tell me in advance. Oh, what I'm thinking, I'm taking you to the roundabout as a first exit. Do you want first exit, second or third? Which one you like more? First one. Why? Well, that's easy. Good. How about we try the third one this time because left is easy for you. Oh, you're putting me in a challenging. Yeah, it's good to do. Yes, I like challenge. Let's do it. Let's do it. How are you gonna do it? So that conversation before you take me to the roundabout, that's what the examiner like to see. How many times we do this? We keep it because we start calculating in our mind. Okay, I'm thinking to take you around, but when I go, I will say this. Okay, we got into the roundabout. Can you go straight second exit, please? What help you need from me? All right. Can you pull up on the left side, please? Why do you stop at that? I mean that all things. Can you see the difference? You doing the work, and I'm just following your rules. Where do I get look like engaged to you? How many times if I do the recording, yeah, and let's say this person Akil going to listen to the recording, and you two are speaking, instructor and student, and Akil was like, Qasim bhai, it looks like only one person is speaking in the recording. Is and you sure there are two people in the car? I said, yeah, I seen two people in the car. I'm sure. But you say no, recording is this guy speaking only. Yeah, because you never see that person getting engaged, so you don't hear them. So if I close my eyes and I don't see you guys sitting in the car and do the lesson, then I only thing want to hear. When you say something, she says something. When you say something, oh, that's a conversation going on. So that means you're doing it together. Same again, is that your lesson? Is their lesson. But when you go for part 3 and try to check what do you think is your lesson? It's my number, it's my marks. I don't want to get failed. It's my second attempt, first attempt, third attempt. It's my lesson, my structure. Examiners forget about yourself. Whenever you are coming for your lesson, just prove me. I'm just here to help you. From the beginning to the end is your lesson. And second thing they will say, is this lesson is going to be a client center or not? Is it worth? I'm paying you something. And if I go home and my dad say what you have learned so far, you know what you learned? Well, you think you will say the child saying you don't know anything. No, we done the roundabout. I've taken there, I take him there, I take him there. We done this, we done that. How come now he come home is he don't know nothing? Why is not speaking now? Why is he doing it? Oh, you don't like to speak, but let's go on the road. He will do it. Okay. But at the same time, the other person do it in a way so they can reflect all the numbers, all the things going to interlink each other every time. From your lesson structure, your risk management, your teaching, they will getting interlinked strengthened. What happened when the child go home and dad is talking to the child is unable to reflect. Why? Because we never reflect. Oh, sorry, we're getting late. Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye. When we finish the lesson, we never give them a habit of reflection. We never did it. We always late. Stuck in traffic, we just say, oh, close the lesson, go home. They are not in the habit to reflect. They are not in the habit to reflect. Because we never done it. If we're going to make a habit of finish the lesson 5-10 minutes before, and if they say, oh, why we come to my home 5 minutes early? Tell them this is a part of your lesson to reflect. So if you don't reflect, we don't have the best goal for tomorrow. It's not like I'm going to pick you, you're going to start driving without the goals. We cannot go anywhere without any planning. Even we go holiday or wherever, without planning, you know you're going to mess up without planning. So 5 minutes from the beginning and 5 minutes from the end is always important in part of your lesson. Doesn't matter if they take 1 hour lesson. Encourage them, listen to me, find the goal, what you want to do, how we're going to do it, this, then start the car after 5 minutes. And same thing, encourage them to stop 5 minutes before, reflect. Even you have to give 5 minutes extra from your time, just still do it. I know some people say, why you stop early? I need a full round the clock. I got the stopwatch. I want full 60-minute lesson. Don't stop the car and tell me this. Still spend 5 minutes extra from your time and do it. That way your lesson will get better. Okay? That lesson will go better as well. Now, let's come to the lesson theme. These lesson themes is just a reference. They're not forcing you to choose anyone from there. Another one of the bigger mistake, everyone try to pick something from here. Right? You don't have to. Just pick anything, doesn't matter. The, one of the main common thing, junction. Why? Because it's the number one. Junction, what? Left and right. T junction, or turning right, traffic light, roundabouts. They always pick junctions. It's a good topic to teach, but remember, there's a lot to tell as well.
Let's say if you chose whatever not on that list, right?
Yeah.
And as long as it covers all the basic things like lesson plan, risk assessment,
Yeah.
or whether the lesson was according to the people's need and all that. As long as everything is covered on that sheet, that's good enough, right?
Yes, that's what they want. We want to see you having the lesson, completing the 17 competencies every time on your lesson. Now, if you don't cover your 17 competencies in your regular lesson, and then you bring in the same student on your test day, he's not used to work these things. Everything new to him. I can read his face. I can tell. You're telling me for the first time. He's like shocked and surprised. He's hearing for the first time. You never talk about your duels. You never talk about responsibility. You never talk about anything. You never talk about that. This. All right. How are you? Good day. Oh, let's move. All right. Oh, and then after that, okay, let's, because we never talk. So if it looks like a new thing to them, you can tell from their face is new. But if you are in the habit of doing this, you can tell from the student face, he will behave. He's like, he's going to help you more. He will prove. It's not first time he's hearing this conversation from you. Instead of saying, oh, I got a dual control in my car, and if you don't do it properly, I'm going to press it, intervene you, and this I will tell you. But if I'm your student and you tell me this so many times, you don't have to tell me this special. You can ask me. Do you still remember what I say about the dual controls? Yeah, that you got this one. I have to behave properly. If I don't do it, you intervene me. If you do it, you're gonna pull up me up. You will explain later. Good. You still remember. Well done. So the student proved that it's not first time he's hearing this story. Yeah. Or remember last time you got your dad in the car and you want to see your lesson. Yeah, same like that. Now this time he's sitting at the back. So remember that day what happened? Yeah, the car get heavy and I have to give extra gas and this. Yeah, yeah. So maybe it's gonna happen again. Oh yes, done. Proved. It's not first time you done this, right? That is what they want to see. Is not first time, and you can tell from the student wording and from student face is doing for the first time. Now, if you're gonna take the same guy again, for example, you know what's happening, how they go, how they meet, how it's gonna work, this, you know everything. So he's gonna be more comfortable because he's been through all the procedure, and then that way the confidence level will be there, and that person will respond more better. And me at the back, watching you as an examiner, for example, I get comfortable, I get relaxed, and that comfortable and relaxed means you are trying to prove me from the beginning the lesson is going smooth. Lesson is going smooth. You already proved me as well. Yes? I think I got another picture here as well. I can open for you guys. Watch from here. You guys can take this picture. So, okay, from lesson planning, can you read the line number one, Aki?
Did the trainer identify the pupil's learning goals and needs?
Now, Kalim bhai, can you tell me the one main word from the first line? They're like a bold words.
Bold words from the first. Bold words.
Something to work on. One of the main things.
Bold and needs.
Okay, goal and need. Saleh, you tell me. Anything before the goal and need?
Identify.
Identify. And learning. Learning goals. He maybe have more goals. Okay? So remember, it's also talking about the learning goals because same problem. Some people don't talk and some people talk too much. And you say, yeah, I know you want to play football or in the evening, that's your goal to get the trophy for your team or whatever. Talk about your learning goal of the lesson. So come back to that one. Yeah. Identify. So how are you gonna prove the examiner you identify it? How are you gonna identify what you want? Just asking what how you can prove me. I'm the examiner.
I talk the pupil.
Okay, you talk somebody on the phone, but do you have anything to prove me you done it? Or you just gonna say I done it?
No, you can't. So when at the very start of the exam or the lesson, you discuss that 5 minutes is to understand. And
That you only
identify
have
the goals
3 minutes.
Yeah, oh, 3 minutes. Yeah, sorry. So 3 minutes, you will identify what goals they have for the day.
And if the guy is very talkative,
The thing is,
litter box.
regardless how talkative they are, you need to get them back to the point, to the right point. Or, okay, yeah, I understand you want to be a footballer, but what we want to know is what is your goal for today's lesson? What do you want to do?
And the guy said, okay, I want to do the round, but no, actually, like, what I was thinking, I want to do that. No, I forget. No, give me 1 minute. Yeah, like, I'm just eating your all time
Yeah.
because I'm not sure what I want to do.
So you got to choose a subject to discuss.
Who?
The student.
Yeah.
So you know,
When?
Before the start of the test.
Before, before you,
Well, before seeing the examiner.
obviously you'll agree on a subject that you will be.
Just in that 3 minutes, you're gonna agree, or
Well, you agree before you go to the
Before-
test center.
before the center?
Yeah, before you get.
So that means going to be a new story for me.
No, you already agreed on a subject, haven't you? Or subject you want to do.
That's it. So that again comes to your lesson plan.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go to your people. Yeah. You talking about the lesson plan with him for tomorrow. Let's say you go to test tomorrow, whatever, or you maybe done it last week before finishing the lesson and want to continue the next time. Okay. Now you done this. So let's say, for example, you done it over the phone, right? You done it before finishing the lesson, talking about the next lesson, yeah? So let's say end of the lesson. And you done it by meeting him again. Or let's say we call it talking again, yeah? Is there any guarantee this person gonna remember everything?
Not really.
So how we can make it more like a witness thing?
The question our discussion on the previous lesson or when we spoke last time.
How we normally all do, let's say all instructor, all of us, what we normally do more?
Question.
Q&A, yeah? We all do Q&A, right? Remember we talking about the age groups.
Yeah.
Sometimes just assume he's 35 plus age, he's clever mind, he's gonna remember everything. But sometimes he's too busy in his life, he easily can forget. And we think, oh, this child is gonna forget everything, but he's more sharp mind, he got nothing in his mind, he may gonna remember everything, single each words. Right? I encourage use your books when you make the plan and use your paper.
With mind map on the paper.
Write it down something while talking together. And then bring it back in front of him one more time before the lesson. And then one more time in front of the examiner also. So that means less chances of forgetting.
Yeah. So in other words, like have a plan ready already, but as you said, refer to the book, but also have it down on a paper, like a mind map, right? And you go back on your lesson and say, right, as we already discussed, this is what you want to do for today. This is what your goal is, and this is what you need is to achieve that goal. Do you want to look at the mind map again, or do you want to go back to
Yeah. Or do
the
you still
book?
remember what we said?
Yeah. So question it in a way to ask him if he remembers what we talked before, and then if he doesn't remember, obviously refer it back to the book or the mind map that you may have already know.
Yeah. So now you identify this before, definitely. But me as examiner, how I know?
Yeah.
Right? You got a very simple way to tell them, this is what we did before we come in, okay? And that's what we did it. So what you guys do, you can just say, make a map, write it down something as a goal. So let's say you want to do the T junction, yeah? So his goal of his lesson is T junction. So you can make something like with him beforehand, right? So that way there's a less chances you're gonna forget because he done this with you. To achieve his T junction as a goal, you say, okay, remember I already mentioned you MSN, MSPSL, yeah? We done the POM routine, we done the MSN routine. Then you need to check your mirrors, you need to do this, you need a good clutch, yeah? You need to identify the junction, and you need to know what is called left turn and right turn, and this stuff like that, yeah? And then, same thing you can say, Or remember when we was talking about to achieve your goal, this one, and you said you want to do it. You still want to do that, or you have anything in your mind? Uh, are you okay with the old stuff we done it before? No, no, everything is fresh in my mind. I'm gonna ask you something because we need this to continue. If you don't know, sure, just tell me. No, no, I'm gonna remember because we need that as a base. So tell me now if you don't want to do anything further, I will continue the old lesson. No, no, my base is still strong. I'm still remembering it. Good, because I need this to continue. Are you happy? One, agreement. Yes, happy. Okay. Then you said, okay, this is the needs we need to cover to achieve your goal. Okay. This is also you need, but this thing you done with me, so we're just gonna use it again. But there are something which we're gonna do it as a new. So if I divide your thing into like new and old, you know about your MSN, you know about your POM, you know your MSPSL. The new thing is T junction. Then is going to be a Y junction. But I'm not going to tell you Y junction straight away now. I'll just keep it. When he achieved that one, I will bring him here. Why? Because sometimes when we're showing him the picture of the T junction, it just looks like a T junction. When we go actually, it becomes the Y junctions. Then he have to drop his car more down like that for a turning. But picture just show like this. Then it's become a new thing for me. But I will bring him here. Then I say, okay, this is going to be your needs. We do it one by one. Okay. When we do one by one, we start from this one first. The one here. Then I take you to the location where you see exactly what like a book here. We go for that junction. Right? And then I want to prove it, you achieve that part. Then I take you to the other style. Then other style. Then other style. And then I will bring you another style. T junction the lights. Then I'll take you 20 road, 30 roads, 40 road if you go to challenges. Then bring you up and up again. Right? This is called lesson structure. Again, I'm sharing the structure with you as my student from now. So you know how you're gonna work that one by one. Like step one, step two, 5 minutes on this, 5 minutes on that one, 5 minutes on that one, five. So you already have done this lesson planning with your student, with the pen and paper with him, to give him the structure and everything, like a written plan. We do this, we do that. When we do this 5 minutes, and you show me you're doing it, we do this. When you show me, we do this. And if everything goes smooth, we continue like that, to the plan. Just like when you arrange the wedding or something, you say, this is gonna happen, the dinner and this because the plan. And that goes smooth, and we have to make sure to go smooth. Otherwise, what happened? The time of the wedding finish, and you still got so many things left to do it. The main important thing, you cannot do all your rasams and everything, and you finish the time for eating, because eating is one of the main focus. End of the day, everyone coming for that, so you keep that as a main thing in your mind all the time. If everyone go without eating, that means the wedding was not good, because the main purpose to bring and no food is not there. You done everything, you done dances, you done everything, but the main thing is not there.
Yeah, you don't get paid.
Yeah,
You don't eat.
yeah. So first of all, you always have to make sure there always going to be one main thing. The one main thing. Then you got extra things. You have to prioritize again. Do I'm going to spend too much time on the other things and forgetting about the main one? So that's something happens when people get failed. You said something else to me in the beginning of your planning. I'm gonna do this. I got that picture in my mind. He's gonna do this. Let's say if I come to your house and say I'm gonna make that dish. If you tell me you're gonna make that, and when I come to your house, I'll make sure that dish is there on the table. I don't see that dish. Or is a different one. All right. You never shared with me. But if the same thing comes up, sorry, I did not get that chicken, I didn't get that meat, I can't make that one, but making as an alternative to that one, this one. So that means before you gonna come, I've got my expectation is clear. Because you gave me the picture already in my mind, this is not going to happen. We cannot do this because it's not happening here. Because you're not doing this good. So that way what's gonna happen again? Back again. new pen, new book, new page, new plan, new structure. Again, prioritize them, talk to each other, tell them this is step by step, we're going to do it. Let's achieve the goal number one. You can even divide the goal into the different steps. So don't give me the big picture. You say, okay, this is goal, this is the main goal, which is this. Divide into A, B, C, D sections. When we achieve this one, we go that like that. And if you don't do it, we spend more time on the first one. And I will not continue because everything I need is as your needs. We needed a base. Soon your pillar is going to get wrong and wrong. Oh, we can't do it. Let's do it again. Are you happy with that? Alright, should we continue? Yes, again agreement. Is the student going to keep telling you what he want to do next? Why? You asking them. Now, how many times you need a Q&A? Now imagine you said in the beginning, he don't talk. If the person is not talking, you doing the question, where the answer gonna come from, that part is not even clear, you already disturbing your lesson. It's good to give lesson to that person, but for going for the test with that person, you need to work first.
That's right, yeah. Because obviously if it's your Q&A and then you're answering it,
Because that part is not there,
that part is not there.
you're disturbing your lesson.
That's right.
That then you cannot achieve your thing in 40 minutes. You can do it with regular lessons. When you go for 2 hour lesson with him each week, every week, because sometimes he's doing it, but he's doing it slowly. First lesson he just say 5%, next time 10%, but we can't wait for him to that way. It just means he's good for your lessons. Everyone is different, everyone learn different. That's fine, but that person is not good for me in lesson now because that person don't suits me to finish everything. How I'm gonna prove with that person? It's not right to say, but let's say it's like a tool. You need a right tool to use on your test day for 40 minutes. You can use so many things, they do the same work, but you know this is gonna take time. Like I got the battery one. I know I can do quickly on the battery, or I can do manual. Both gonna do the work, but the only difference the time. I don't have the time, so I go for the battery, do it quickly. Otherwise I can do both. And that's why you people don't think before they're taking anybody. You have to give them a challenge straight away. And I think that was the missing part as well. There was no time left to give him the proper challenge that go someone, someone sit down, do exactly the same thing. So calm that and then go for the other one.
Where does that 40 minutes start? Does it start from inside the test center when you kind of like chatting with the examiner, or does it start from when you get in the car?
Normally it's from in the car, but sometimes if the examiner is already a little bit on the schedule or something, he will tell you the time. I want you to back on that time, please.
Does it start with 40 minutes inside?
When he said, can you come back on that time? So that means he's already want you to.
Probably they say we want you back here within the hour or before.
Yeah, they just say you like that. So make sure what they're saying, make sure you do that part. And for that reason, if you have to make it your lesson smaller, instead of 40 minutes, if you have to make it 37 minutes, you do it.
Yeah. If they start it then, you're kind of losing
They,
5
give
minutes by the time you're inside
Yeah.
the car.
they already give you the target to be back. So that's again what they're giving you then.
Like 5 minutes.
And also lesson structure, lesson plan.
Yeah.
So you straight away have to calculate the lesson structure and plan in your mind. Can you go there and there and there and do this and come back in that time? That's the challenge. If you can't do it, then you still missing the part. Because I have told you already, if it's an open lesson and you say, oh sorry, the goal is not achieved, we are going there now, we're going there now, we're using that road because goal is not achieved. Yeah, I know it's not achieved, but the time is ending now. So tell me it's not achieved. Tell the student it's not achieved. That's another reason sometimes when you make a plan, not all the plan gets succeeded.
So if you, let's say if someone gives you a 5 minutes saying like that, you have to be back, you have to be back in within that time, and you're looking at your clock, trying to get back in that time,
Yeah.
however.
Don't forget the examiner has 1 hour.
Yeah.
1 hour slot.
Because you
So,
need a 15 minutes to mark you.
Either discuss 10 minutes before with you about your student that you go and how what subject you will be
Yeah.
teaching. Then when you're gonna go out and you're gonna come back to your debrief the student,
Yeah.
and then you've got send the student inside while the examiner debriefs you. So all that's going to be during the hour.
within the hour. So like if you're going on a drive, you have to back within the
Yes,
day.
that's a challenge. That's what they want to see, that you can finish the whole thing.
Yeah.
Now, everyone know you cannot achieve anything in that time period if you never discussed before. And even if you've never done it before, you can't achieve
Then,
it.
then it's more difficult than it's
Yeah, you
near
can't
enough
achieve it.
impossible to achieve it. Yeah.
So more likely it looks like you have to done something before. So we're gonna still keep your answer. So first thing, identify. Identify beforehand, whatever time. Keep it on the like a report. Bring it out again to revise it with the student beforehand coming to the center. And then one time summarize it in front of the examiner. So no point is missing because you already have like written things. So that means you can reflect back again
Yeah.
and nothing is missing. It's not like the talk is there. As a human mind, whatever you tell me today, I will forget tomorrow. There should be a way to remind me, right? That is why people give you so many time. You know the marketing people, they give you this magnet to put it on your fridge. This. They just want you to be in front of your eyes because that's a technique to remind you. If I don't remind you with your marketing emails, text messages, or your face, you will forget me. I have to keep poking you somehow, TV advertisement, you don't forget. So that is why when you're going to tell your students something, bring something back again,
To remind them
they'll,
of
they'll
what.
know about it. And first thing, make a witness that that's what we have done it. He agree with me. We done it together, and it looks like it's not like you make this nicely at your home on your computer, and now you bring it in front of him for the first time. I don't care with your handwriting, whatever. I don't care. But that looks like you done it together. It's not like you done it over the phone and he can't see it. It should be somewhere you done it together. So when we bring it out and say, this is what we have done it, do you remember anything missing? Yeah, I remember you said this, we're gonna do it. That's how we're gonna do it. This one by one. Then yes, good. Are you happy with that? Continue or you want something else? No, I'm fine. All right. So how you want me to do it? If you go wrong, anything? Yeah, just remind me for that one if you think I'm fair. But I'm gonna try my best. Yes, I'm gonna encourage you to try your best. Don't forget. Yeah? Try your best. But everybody is a human being. We can forget. Don't worry if you forget. And that's making you comfortable at the same time. So, first, this is done now. Trainer identify. This is what we are focusing on. Identify. And that's the proof of identification now. Yeah? Sometimes there are some instructors, they like to go with the student reflective blocks. You know, like when we fill up. Sometimes nobody shows the examiner nothing. They just tell the story. And some people say, oh, that's his reflective log. He done this so far. He's on this stage, in this stage, in this stage. This is what he does. This is what is the next lesson he's gonna do. But he's not independent on that one as well. He still asks my help sometimes. All right. So that's his picture. So that card show me the picture of the student also. Plus, I'm talking about as a full overall picture. So that's also a good impression that this is how he works. And that card stay with him, or you have the record of together, or he take the picture every time, or he keep the card every time and bring it back on the lesson. That means every day he know what he done, where he is, how he gonna do next. So there's nothing to forget them. Okay. So goal, is that clear? The goal and need now. Make it easy. Divide into another steps. You got 40 minutes. Let's say 10 minutes. Give 4 challenges A, B, C, D. Let's do this 10 minutes. Some teach you, you practice, leave you independent. I teach you, practice, leave you independent. I teach you, leave you independent, like guide from independent for one step, second step, third step, and then overall mix it together and overall the goal achievement. But if you're going to give me all one go, the chances I will mess around. So that's going to be your lesson structure then. And this is going to come to the next part then. The lesson structure then. So goal and need. Now, if the goal and need is your pillar of your lesson, and if you do that part wrong, what you expect then?
The folder.
Yeah, you're gonna fall down. And that is what happened maybe. Yeah. So for example, this is what we have done now. This person have this goal and this person have this need. So everything we're gonna do is should stand on these two things as your basic of the lesson now. If your starting go wrong, your ending go wrong. From the start, we can tell you're gonna pass or fail. If the start is wrong, end is wrong. If you already did like that in the beginning, we know how you're gonna make things stand here. That's the picture. So if your standing is good in the beginning, we are, you can say we are more interested or in your lesson because we don't know the end. Maybe you're going very nice up till here, 50% of your lesson. You was doing very nicely, and one stone you made it, and now all the others go wrong. And that one stone, how it comes then? Maybe your wording, maybe you missed something. Student is doing something, you are unable to identify it, or you was too busy in something and you forget something happening, or you thought I will maybe talk about it later and then you forget, or you just take the risk because you thought, oh, I'm running out of the time, I better do this, otherwise I'm gonna be can't do it. Or sometimes you see he's doing wrong and you just like, oh, it's 5 minutes left on my lesson. How am I gonna adopt the lesson now? How I'm gonna do 5 minutes before the lesson? How I'm gonna adopt it? We done all this lesson. So let's say in that 40 minutes, you done something wrong in 35 minutes of your time. Everyone think like 5 minutes, how I'm gonna do it? So what they do, they stick on the main plan and they forget about that. So that when you close your eyes by purpose. I know you can't do it. As an example, I know you can't do it. Is there any way you can tell me? With your wording, just tell me.
Yeah, you could discuss it.
Tell me. Fuck up. Tell me. Listen.
Right.
Yeah. And say him, we're going to finish that one, and then after that we continue with that one again.
We'll go back to practice a bit.
Yeah.
You could either make a goal for the next lesson.
Yeah.
Make a goal for the next. What do you want to do? Should we continue after we go back and we have a little break, 10 minutes? So he will go back and we continue where we do this one, or we'll set this as a new goal and then continue and all. But let the student know you're doing something and prove me you picked it. And let the student know you're not doing this wrong, or you can tell him like that. Always use pen and paper and tell him you was doing very smooth up till here, and then you start going wrong. Or just treated your car. The car was going all the way straight, and then somehow you got loose tire pressure, and it's dragging you to the out of the line. So then something happened in the middle of the road. How come? Maybe stone, maybe nail. So something came up there. How come we was going smoothly towards our goal and something happened? Okay? So that means, let's say, if you know this is happening here, let's say this is your time, and you know that 40 minutes of your time, something happened in the 20 minutes. So keep the 20 minute as as it is as a base, take it away, rebuild it, join again. And that is where you go out of the way to come back again. So your main purpose still going to be come back again to your main goal. Just go out, set the new goal for that 20 minutes only. And tell him that this goal we are setting now is just like a baby goal to achieve your main goal. And that way I'm hearing at the back, you working together. Student know that he's not doing it. Don't let me feel like I'm still doing the T junction. Tell them no, we are not doing the T junction because that's gone wrong. Let's do this one. The MSPSL, your mirror, signal clutch, or your steering angles, position. Let's do this one because we can't do this one. So let's set up a new goal. Once we achieve that one, we join that one. I was watching that documentary about, the Statue of Liberty. how they make it. So they were showing it. The guy just make a small Statue of Liberty of that size with clay. Then another one, then little bigger size, then bigger size. Then he draw this full picture into like boxes, like a boxes. You know when the artists do the pictures, yeah. Then they number it, and they did because there was a chance of a mistake. They have to hold it too long, too tall. So if one mistake can disturb everything, and that's why how they're going to get the mistake chances if they give the full job to one person. So they decided give that to France, give that to Spain, give that to Australia. Let everyone have the smaller jobs. One part. You do that. You do that. You do that.
This is our documentary on A38.
The-
Airbus A38 double decker.
Not yet.
I don't see that one.
I will do.
The wings are made in the UK.
Yeah.
The engines are made in France, Germany, and the electronics. And Spain makes something else, and the whole gets shipped to France. And that's what they do.
And that's how they do the planes as well. The Airbus made in France, but they joined in France. The Airbus.
Assembled there.
Yeah. The A20 Airbus assembled in France, but all the parts come from different countries. That way, what will happen? Chance of mistake is less. You're sharing the responsibilities, and plus you're giving the work in chunks, small work. This is why whenever you see, oh, I have to go from here to all the way here, it's too much. 40 minutes, too much, right? Don't think 40 minutes. Just say, okay, we're gonna move from here 1 minute, no risk. Another 1 minute, no risk. Sorted everything. Discussions. Another 1 minute, another 1 minute, another 1 minute, another 1 minute. Think of your 1 minute only. Just scan quickly 1 minute, front, back, right, left. Do deal with that one. Let them deal with you. Whether they doing it independently or you help them to do it. Next 1 minute. Next 1 minute. When they say you can read number plate for how many meters for instructors? 24?
26.
26, yeah. Yeah, 26 for the instructors, 20 for the learners, yeah. So why they want you to look a little bit far than a learner? Huh?
25 was the fair part to the
20 for the student, 26 for the instructor.
Yeah.
26 meters. The instructor is a teacher, so you need to
Yeah, it needs to look further.
further ahead, yeah.
And then,
You'll be able to see more.
okay, you are buying this time, yeah?
Yeah.
What for?
But any days ahead, any development
And you need this time to do what?
to assess the situation and be able to instruct the student.
Yeah, risk and Q&A. You taking this time to identify the risk early, and you have enough time to Q&A and discussion, right? And then student do exactly in that order which he needed. He need this time for is this part, right? And that is what you do here. 1 minute. Just say 1 minute. He said you are standing here. 1 minute like 60 seconds like that. From here up till your 60 meter, 60 seconds. Can you see anything? Yeah. Talk about that. Ask him, let him do it, or just say, oh, another one, another one, another one. Small question answer. That means your small patch is getting better and better. Right? Then what will happen then? Chances of mistake will be less. And you're talking about every single smaller thing and you're not forgetting about anything. North, south, east, west. In this picture again, they're talking about the front. You see front, this one. But in the test, north, south, east, west. Anybody in north, south, east, west, that's what you do. Small chunks. Lesson goes smoothly. I recently done my advanced test. Again, what's happening on the road? I don't know. I'm standing here. I don't know. So only duty for me to do from here until my eyes goes there. Anything is there. I always pick one point as a reference. Once I reach there, I make a new point of reference, like a limit point. So when I reach there, I pick the other one. I pick the other one and scan it quickly, front, right, left, back. I reach there, Another one, front and left, front and left, that's it. And what happened? Overall picture looks good then. So that's what you do one by one, right? For the goal and needs. So let's come to the second line. So what is the second line? Can you read? Anyone? Second line of lesson plan.
Was the agreed lesson structure appropriate for pupil experience and ability?
So then again, what's the main bold words again here?
What are you using?
The lesson planning second line.
Lesson planning. Talk about people experience and ability.
So then we got experience plus disability. Okay. Anything before this?
Lesson structure is appropriate.
So that's also important. That's appropriate for that one. Anything before that? We just discussed that.
Agreed.
That's it. So lesson structure. So the first line coming back again here. And before that again, agreement. So like before, we need to see the proof. When you made the agreement. When? How? Are you still agree on that agreement? Is there any change in the agreements? Any normal agreement of the house, they give you the draft. And then they finalize it, read it, and they say, you agree on that one, then you finalize and your work starts. So your first one, identify the people goal and need. That's also like a draft, which you're gonna work today. You did it one day before, for example, and today you're gonna work on that goals and need. Right? So that agreement need to be come back again, which you done one day before. You left him to go home and come back again next day. What if he change his mind? What if you forget half the things? What if you want to do something else? So first thing to prove, is any agreement between you two that you're gonna do this? And he want to do this or not? Or if he want to do this, are you agree with him or not? I want to do the dual carriageway. I never done the fast road before. That's not good for me. Because I'm not agree with you. Okay, he want to do motorway. You never done the dual carriageway, so how come? So that means you're not agree. It's not always students say something and we agree on them. There are sometimes we say we're not agree with you. So agreement between both of you need to be there. So that's one separate thing.
What students say, oh, what will you do motivate? So first you need to get your electrolytes.
Yeah. And same thing, they want you to say things in a way that he understands also. Why I'm saying you, we don't do the motorway today. Why I'm saying you, or why I'm suggesting you the dual carriageway first. Because of this. But let him reflect more his own problem. Right? It's a client center, but it's not like, I know the customer always right, but in that way, is a risk. You cannot let him do it. But you can set him a goal for the future to say, okay, that's a goal you want to achieve. Okay, can we write it down on that page number 20? If you're making a diary of your notes, some students like to make a diary as well. Whatever you say, they always get the notes, they write it down, they take the pictures, and they say, okay, write this down on your 20 page number 20. Right? We will definitely will achieve your goal one day. But the other goals comes on the way here. So let's sort out this, which will lead you to this in the future. I'm not stopping you. I'm not saying no to that. That's my job. That's what I will teach you for your lifetime. But today, this, then it will go this. Oh yeah, I'm agree with you. Okay, so what do you like to do today then? So what's the best for us today? Oh yeah. So he's coming back to the other goal. And then finally the goal comes where you both agree. Then the line comes here. The lesson structure we talk about later. The pupil experience and ability. This is where you said you know his ability and experience. Maybe I'm overestimating myself. I can go to the test. You know you're going to get failed. You can't go for the test. No, I think I can go for the test. I'm judging my ability maybe here, but you are judging my ability here because you know the outcome that he go and get failed because you know about the risk. If you do it, it's going to be a risk you get failed. I'm not calculating the risk. My goal is like, I can drive. How many times we get that one? I can drive. I go for the test. If you don't take me, I go with him. You don't take me, I go with her. So, how you can prove that one experience and ability to meet it? How I know this student has ability for that goal? You said you, let's say you said you're going to do the dual catcher with your student. Okay. How I know he got ability to do it?
So you've got to make sure they can handle the car at high speed.
So that means you're gonna take me to the dual carrier, then you're gonna prove me.
Well, because you don't have to go to the carrier to do high speed. You can go from 20 miles an hour to 40. If they handle 40 miles an hour, they can handle 60.
So you're proving me somehow now that I feel less risk sitting behind that person because you said, okay, so I'm gonna take you through that place from 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 to 60 to 70 after that. So that's 10 mile will be a small chunks for you to achieve your goal. And that way, it's not like you're starting from 20, straight away you have to foot down all the way to 70. And if you take me, then I'm gonna be like, ooh, can he do it or not? So you prove me his ability. So that's going to be a lesson structure. So you structure the lesson in a way to prove the ability. Experience. How you will prove me his experience of doing this. He's doing first time, he's doing second time, he's he done it before, he's correcting himself. How? Because you have to prove me experience and ability. So that's his ability. You put him on the situation to prove me his ability.
But experience, his experience will be what he's doing in the past.
Hmm?
What sort of road he's driven on, what she's driven on.
Hmm.
Depends on what road she's driven on, how what sort of speed he's doing.
Yeah.
So if they, if
So you done this with the drive, yeah? Like gradual. You said you're gonna do gradual increase, not putting him any risk. And if he have any problem, you will stop him on that point rather than take him there. So that's ability. How about
so what's been done in the past, or what?
fast? That's the main thing I want to hear. Maybe he never done this with you before. Maybe he sit with his brother before. Do you know about the dual carrier? Yes. How they looks like? The faster road. How you identify them? Or from the barrier? Have you studied this in the books? Yeah, I was looking on the somebody's lesson on the YouTube. Oh, you done that? Oh, good, that's good. So like watching videos. Yes, I like watching videos. Okay, what information you got from there? Or it was like 70 road and they say stay on the left and then there's a barrier. That's how you know it's a dual carriageway. Ball can roll to the other side. Okay, that's what other things? Uh, uh, the signboards will be there. What color? All right. Okay. But have you driven somewhere before with anybody? No, no, no. Just as a passenger. So you will say, okay, you got some experience on the passenger seat. We use that experience now as a driver. So something you bring out from him first, same time when he was doing these things. You're preparing his mind on the way. That is also you're proving me you are not going to take any risk. Why? Because you're talking about these things while you passing these places to join the dual carriageway. Because you got still got a chance to stop me now if I'm going to give you the wrong answer. It can be any wrong answer. When you're gonna ask him, you can say, I don't know. Or you drive faster straight away and you drive any line. No, who told you drive any line? Oh, the right line is a fast line and if you drive fast, I can drive and the right lane is a fast line. No, who told you there's a fast line? Right is not a fast line. So you pick his words, correct him before you join. That is why you have to talk to prove the experience at the same time. Experience can be anywhere. If I don't drive before, doesn't matter, but I got the experience. How? Passenger. Any other way? Yes. Watching the video. This any other way? Yes. Reading books? Yeah. Anything. Okay. So that means you're right. Again, if that is going to be his goal, anything comes under the goal or according to his needs, this is the time to ask him. Experiencing of the higher gear. Have you experienced the faster gears? Have you done it before? No? Okay. How about we stop the car here? Yeah? When we say you're going to do this gear 5 and 6, because the first time you're going on that level, so changing the gear to 5th and 6th is the first thing you're going to do first time in your life. And but what's going to happen if you do the wrong gear? Oh, it can go. Which side it can go wrong? One lower. Yes, three. You can go 3 out of 5, and you can go 4 out of 6. Oh yeah. So let's try it. Okay, close your eyes and feel like when you do, there's no chance of it. We can't take a risk. Okay, okay, that's something new. Oh, now imagine if you go straight to the motorway without discussing that, you're still taking a risk. Still okay if you find some alternatives. What alternative you can find them? You never done this gear 5 and 6 with me before, so listen to my instructions and then we do it together, okay? Now, when you reach the gear 4 as you normally do it, now clutch down, put your hand full to the right and do up. I'm watching, yeah, it's in the right gear. Good, well done. Next, when we go for gear 6, listen to my instruction. Keep the hand full to the right and drop it down to 6. Yes, in the right gear. And you show the examiner, yes, I'm watching it. So, please sort it. Because, as examiner, I was thinking, he talked about every single thing. What is the new thing he never done, the student? According to his experience and ability. What is missing in his experience? He done all the story about passenger and this, everything. Right? Oh, he never done the gear. Soon the time will come for the gear. There's a chance of the risk. Why? I don't hearing any story in the class now. Oh, this guy discussed about the gear. So as examiner, I'm already ready. This instructor gonna do something wrong. Whether he just gonna say, okay, now which gear you need it or 5, all right. And then even he's not watching it, or let's say, but you just assume he's gonna do it. But where is the proof? We done it before. Because you show me he's doing the dual carriageway as the goal of the lesson today. So that means it's a new lesson for him. So when it's a new lesson for him, I believe he never driven more than 40 or 50 before. So this gear is the first time. And that was the main thing to achieve. How he's going to achieve that speed without the gear then. In all this discussion, nobody's talking about the gear. The main point is missing. Why? Because we assume he's going to do it. But is any agreement? That is what they want to do it. Agreement. I do with you. Because you never done this before. I know your experience. So that's the experience now. We do it together. You want me to tell you you do it, or we just do it? I just make sure I keep the hand. You don't go in the wrong place, otherwise it will be a great quick. Oh, let's do it together. Again, agreement. Agreement of what? Lesson structure. You agreement made with the student before you reach and before you do it. Small things. Again agreement. Again agreement. Again something. Again agreement. What you want to hear from him? Are you agree? How are we gonna do it? You and me. How? This I talk whatever. Agreement. So this thing is not about one thing. Where the people do the mistake then? I made the agreement. They say I made the agreement with the student. In the start of the lesson, we're going to do this. And after that, what happened? No more agreements. Make sense? We all do this. What do you like to do today? This. You want me to give you one level of help? Level of guide me, talk to, okay, this. Okay. So you happy with that? Yes. Good. They think they made the agreement. But that agreement is for that one thing only. Things are gonna keep changing. New agreement they need it. That they don't do it. Whether they just start talking straight away without agreement, right? And then they say, oh, make sure, turn left, yeah. You can tell me in advance. If you miss it, I will tell you to turn left, and I will don't tell you in advance because there is no chance. Oh, agreement. So keep making the new agreement all the time and make sure you agree with each other. All the small things. It don't take time, few seconds, just few seconds. Okay, this will cut down the risk. Now, when they say structure appropriate for the student, same thing. First you have to find out who you giving the lesson to. Beginner, party train, experience, and all that. Then you think what experience they have. I got license. I'm a license holder. Let's say 10 years. I got the license. Well done. Again, don't assume I got a license from 10 years. Maybe I got the license from 10 years, but I never drive for 10 years. Right? So then my experience don't count with my license only. So don't just tell the examiner he's a license holder experience. He got the license, but I'm going to treat him as a license new holder. But when I done his assessment, he forget everything. He forget maneuvers, he forget about roundabout, he forget everything. He's still hesitating, he cannot find the gaps, anything. Okay, so what category I'm going to force him then? I take him more as a partially trained first, change his stages, and bring him back. But he's not going to be experienced in day one. Even he got the license, so I'm going to ignore the part of the license and treat him in a different way. Because his experience and ability as seen after the assessment is not suiting what he got in his hand. That's the right picture. And when the examiner go in the test and they see the person driving, they want to see, yeah, he's right. You as an instructor, right? Yes, you're right. He got the license. The way you tell me, he got the license, but he's not behaving like a license holder. Okay, so that means you judge his ability and experience right on the spot. You pick exactly his experience and ability other than his license. You seen his assessment and you categorize him beginner, partly trainer, so you say where he's standing now, as in mind wise, not with his license and experience wise. Very common mistakes again. Taking the full license holder and then not making them challenge that, oh, you're behaving like a learner. Or feel like, oh, if I'm going to teach him like a learner, he's a full license holder. Come on, you decide what he's doing, how you can bring him back to the same level. Maybe there is a barrier, maybe he's forget something or another. So see, we are still on the line number 2 because everything in these 2 lines, page like a column number 1, lesson plan. If the lesson plan is not good, nothing is good. Rest is driving. Okay. So after that, the third line is very simple. You suit the route suitable for his say suitable area. Now when they say suitable area for that one, this suitable area is not going to be for one goal. That's another problem where the people do the mistake. You was going to teach in the T junction. You decided one route according to the T junction. Then he started doing some mistake. Let's say clutch uphill something. Then now you have to take him to the area where he can practice his uphill clutch. The area change. Then he sort out his problem. Then you have to bring him back to the T junction. Now he's doing very nice T junction independently. Now the time to change his area again to give him some challenge. This is where you say, okay, let's do 20 to 30 Y junction traffic light. Okay, you already achieved that one. Well done. Let's take you to the other side now. So again, what we was talking about the chunk. This is another common mistake. If you're teaching them in a 10 minutes chunks, don't you think the 10 minutes the area will change as well? But we always think of one area in the test. Oh, I'm taking him T junction, so I will go there. But we never say, once you're going to achieve that T junction in that 10 minutes, where I will go there? Oh, I'll go Y junction. How I'm gonna go from here to here on the Y junction? What if the other things come? What am I gonna talk about in these parts then? How are we gonna do in this part then if you go from here to this? Then if when you're going to do these things, what is the possibility of the mistakes according to his needs then? This. Okay. So you already know when he's going to do this is a possibility of the mistake. To correct that mistake, if we do it, where I will take him then? So that's another plan in your mind. Okay, there's a chance of the clutch because there's an uphill left turning. You're gonna mess up his clutch. Do I have any place where I'm going to teach him the left turning uphill or uphill something? Oh, that keep that area in your mind. Once he's gonna achieve that two places, where I'm gonna take him next for the next challenging, when he's gonna do the mistake over here, then where I'm gonna take him. The whole thing is a lesson structure again, the lesson plan. And how are you gonna find that? From the stage one when you did that goal and need, you know that in the need all these places he will do the mistakes. To practice that one I need that rule, practice that I need that rule, practice that I need that rule. When you do something wrong here I need that rule. So that all rules should be there for his needs on the way. That is how you plan your lessons. So let's say you go to the dual carriageway, for example, slip road. Okay, if you don't have the slip road, doesn't matter. Can you take him somewhere else and say him treat it like a slip road? Okay, I'm taking you to the left to the slip road. Okay, I don't have the slip road here, and I cannot take the risk to take you there and do the bigger thing. Now assume this left turning is your slip road. So what you want me to do? Do the same style. Check the mirror, check the signal, look on the cyclist, do the final check, make a nice turning. Soon the line start, the broken line start. Let's say left turning, the line starts like that, and you turn, and when the other side, the line start like a slip. So look on the line, soon the line good. So I can use that example to help him to that one because I cannot take him there. But that is still suitable for that one. Where the mistakes normally come, one route. One route for what? Same thing again. I'm going to teach him dual carriageway, right? I go from data center, go and join the dual carriageway. Good. And now come from here and back to this. Done. But that's if the plan go all good, then you can stay on the main job. But anything goes wrong, you know it's gonna go wrong somewhere, isn't it? Something gonna happen in that small places. He missed the car, he did not signal, he changed the lane for no anything can happen on the way. But then if he missed that part, to teach that part you have another route somewhere to go inside and come back again. So that's also going suitable route for that particular agreement. You made a small agreements, right? That means you need a small goals to achieve. That every goal needs a suitable place then to achieve. So the whole area never count as a full, and that's another mistake. Sometimes we done it. There are some problems. I'm 100% agree that sometimes when you go from the test center, there's no possibilities. Then examiner says, I know there's no possibility. Can you bring the examples? Can you bring the example and say, oh, assume is the slip road over here after the light. Can you show me how you do it? What time you do it? All right. Now let's try again. Now pick the next reference point. Feel that that is your slip road. How you practice? Because maybe the whole ring road, for example, or dual carriage, you only have one ring road. You're not going to waste time to come back and then do that one. Come back again and then do that one. Can you make examples of things and say, okay, that's a slip. Oh, okay, good, well done. Next one. Oh, so that means, oh, he's still doing the practice, even there is no slip road. And then finally, one slip road comes. So it's not like you're doing it for the first time because you've done it 5 time example and 1 time real because there is no route you can choose. But you got the way to do it. Yeah, that's another way. That's where the people go to mistake suitable area. Many times people get number one and number two. How come number one and number two? From the beginning, you did the good thing. You want to teach him T junction, you started with T junction. Or you wanted him to teach the dual carriageway, started with the carriageway. But when the lesson goal is getting changed, the agreement is getting changed, now is not a good area, right? The area should change as well. If the agreement is changing, goal is changing, the need is changing. If the need is changing, area should be changing. Then that keep planning, the lesson structure, lesson plan, they keep on changing. And how you prove that? Just be smart and tell them, I go have no space to take you there, but we can use that as an example and work on our goal. Are you agree with me? Yes. So how are we gonna do it? When we see something, I will take this as an example of the slip road and I will say you to check your mirror and show me how you do it. We don't have to do it. You just tell me the timing. So we, all right. So we can work together. Are you agree with me? Yes. Okay, let's do it. That's fine. So that means it's working still. Because I know there's so many times when you go away, you don't have time to come back. Sometime when you try to come back, you miss your time. Examiner says, if you have the opportunity to bring them back on the same junction where they did the mistake, try that. That way they will learn much better where they done the actual mistake. Then you bring them back. That is the best way you can do it. If you cannot do it, can you go somewhere else similar than that? Again, if you can't do it, can you create example and then assume it is like that and do it? And still, if you don't find anything, draw the picture, find the picture, use the pen and paper, and help him sort out with his learning. And then you say we will find something to come up there. It's not possible to go back there, but soon the next one come. At least now we know how we're going to handle it, and then we sort it. So that means you are proving to the examiner, to the student, there's no suitable area for me to take you back now. But it does not mean that thing will not come ever in your life. Maybe it will come back ever in your life. Right? So let's go to the next line, then I'll take a break a little bit. So next line is adoption, yeah? So that's one of the bigger fear of the test for many instructors. And they get failed with the majority of the time. The examiners say you did not adopt it. You should have adopted. And the same thing, how I'm going to adopt it? It's only 5-10 minutes left. Student done that mistake in the last 5 minutes of the test. I hate this thing a lot. Oh, just the 5 minutes before the test, you done that mistake. How I'm going to adopt it? So same answer again. I know you can't adopt it, but just make an agreement. Tell him you can't do this now. But you're not gonna leave it here. You will do it. Same like if we already have some diaries, making of student making a record of the diary, or you making a lesson plans every time for him, writing down, okay, this day we do this like that. Write it down somewhere and tell him this will come back again. It's not done. We're not leaving it away. We will come back, but somehow just do it. That way you prove you pick it as a fault. So now take it as a lesson plan, adopt it. Use as a staircase, right? In the both way, yeah. Majority of the times, everyone thinks that lesson plan adopted if they do something wrong. What if they start doing something right? Again, common example. My student was doing a lot of mistakes. When he go for the test, when with the examiner, he was not doing any mistake. He was doing everything okay. Why? Because you already done good practice with him before the test. He know the area now. He know what you're gonna say. He know what you're gonna do, and he already sorted his problem. And then everything was going smooth on the lesson, and the examiner said you did not adopt it. He was not doing anything. Everything was smooth. What else should have done it? So that's again that means, for example, to achieve your goal out of 40 minutes, you maybe achieve your goal in 20 minutes. and then you decided to continue another 20 minutes doing nothing because you already think he's not doing any mistake after 20 minutes. Oh, I'm gonna talk through, you're gonna do the prompting, then we do independent. And you know where this problem normally comes? Rehearsals. When people pick the student, tell them, I will bring you here, then you do the mistake, then I will stop you, then I will tell you the thing, then we'll do the practice, then start showing me you're doing good now, and after that we sort it. You sort it in 10 minutes, and after that we just show that, okay, end of the road, turn left, end of the road, everything is going smooth, student is not doing any mistake, oh, lesson went very well. But what the student is achieving, no goal. In that way, the examiner will say, go up then. Is there anything else he can learn from you if we done something in 20 minutes? Then go that way. Okay, we done the T junction, for example, without the traffic light. Let me take you to the traffic light one. Let me take you to the Y one. Now let me take you to the uphill and left turn. Okay, let me take you downhill and left turn. Can you feel the difference now? Oh yeah, yeah, it's getting different now. Even the same thing, now you making like a variant. You're changing the different human style and spending the next 20 minutes doing the same T junction, same topic, but different style. Every time one thing is different. So first 20 minutes as a basic, another 20 minutes you're making a little like advanced. That's another thing sometimes people do the mistake. Number one, talk through, yeah? Then you go for prompt, then independent, right? Can't you make him advanced for the future? What they normally do, talk through, prompt, independent, and stop. And after that, using the same thing again and again, again and again, again and again, and feel like there's a break there. There's no break, you can go next level. Put another level, advanced one, stage one, advanced stage two. You know, even in the advanced stages, sometimes you get like bronze, silver, gold. Yeah. So you can go other stages. If they achieve one stage, go to the next one, which everyone do it. Everyone do this almost. They start with talk through, they go to prompt, and they go to the independent, then they make a break. Some people do like one step ahead, and if the student have the good ability and experience, go next, go next, go next. You can stay with the same topic then. You don't have to change the topic. But you what you're doing now, you're adopting. And how you will prove them. Because you will the one, oh, your experience is getting better. You already experienced these things. Would you like to experience these things? Agreement. Okay, I see you have a good ability to do this now. Try to encourage them and say, oh, I think you can do this as well. You got a good ability to do it. Don't worry, I'm here to help you. Let's do it. Oh, you trust me? Yeah, I trust your ability. Okay, let's do it. So that part will come here as well. You're encouraging them because you are proving his ability is getting better and better. He's improving and improving. One step ahead, one step ahead. But again, do you want to do this one more? Yes. Again, agreement. Okay, good. Now, how are you going to do it? Again, agreement. Lesson structure. And you're sharing with each other. I will take you there, and you do this, and you show me, oh, the lesson structure. Okay, then we also here is giving him a challenge again and again. Looks like an interesting lesson. I'm not feel like boring, sitting at the back, left turn, left turn, left turn, left turn. You done the mistake, pull over. Why you done that mistake? Blah blah. What level of help you needed? Okay, let's go again. It looks like you're just running the same concept again and again. Then there's nothing new with you and him. You're all doing the same thing. It looks like nothing changed. Your lesson should change. Your lesson should change. Your lesson should change. End of the day, you're all doing the same job, achieving the goal. But your style, your style, your style. Plus, your style cannot stay same style because the students you are teaching, they are not same. Then your style is keep changing with, according to the student style. Then again, your style is keep changing because of his experience and ability. His ability more, his less. He got more experience, he got less. He got a habit to forget. He got a habit to remember. He liked to see the books. He liked to practice. Did you ever get a student who say, "You drive, I want to watch"? I used to get one guy. He's from Solia. You drive. I say, yeah, but we starting at 2 o'clock and we have to finish for. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You drive. Then I have to behave proper for him. Like that. Okay. Then I'm checking my mirror. Then this, and he just watch me to understand the logic. And then when he do, okay, so you said me to do that first, and this, then do that. Look here, no cycle, then this, then yeah. Even the parallel parking, I teach him like that. He said, you show me how to park. And one time he said, I will stand outside, you park. I said, how you? But I did not refuse him. Yeah, I did not refuse him. The same reason he want to learn like that. He know his mind much better than mine. I don't know how you learn, so he know his mind. He know how he's gonna learn. He want to stand there to see how he's parking at the bigger picture. Like they call it bird eye view. So he wanted that view to watch. This is why in the YouTube, everyone try to explain the same thing from the different perspectives. Some try to sit down and show you the reference point in the window and try to park and say, I don't understand. And some show you like a drawn one from the top, and that sometimes make more sense to some people. This Nissan car have the bird eye view cameras for parking. They're the good ones because that way you know how the car go, everything. Everyone have different style. So this is why was the lesson adopted. They never say adopted to the bad way or right way. They just say lesson adopted. So if there was a need of adoption and it's not there, you still lose the mark. And how I'm going to know there was a need? Because I'm also watching what the student is doing. And I can also tell the ability of the student is getting better and better. And I can tell the student already got 20 minutes of experience of doing the same thing. So I think his ability experience got better. You can make a new event, you can structure a new thing, new goal, and just go up. And how you go up, think that way. And they already said don't bring somebody where you have to talk too much. So start somebody from here. So feel like you done this from 10 minutes, done this from 10 minutes, or let's say 15 minutes or 20 minutes here, 10 minutes here, 30 minutes is gone. Still you got 10 minutes to encourage him to do something else. Maybe with your help, doesn't matter. If you can't do this, talk about the future. Anything you are able to show him today in the lesson, feel like yourself on the road and bring all your 20 years of experience and see if when you do the T junction, what main problems you ever face. Maybe you will say, yeah, I remember one time I hired the van and I have to do different turning. Or, like make sure you're driving a small car. This is why you're turning from here, okay? So if ever in the future you drive the van or bigger car for your work or company, make sure you have to look more space. You have to go ahead more, then you turn, but your car will be more in the middle of the road. So you maybe have to wait extra time. Oh yeah, like I was thinking to do the courier job in the van after I passed my test here. Oh, then you will say, oh, thank God I said this to him because he got a plan about it. Because if you're going to turn that way, that reference is not good for everywhere. We are talking about the car. Now, the examiner will say, you are not making him a better driver for the lifetime. You are just making a driver to pass the test because you are talking about this car. You talk about this car because he don't know nothing. That's why you're talking about this car. But once you see he's getting better, now you start talking about other stuff. Oh, I heard you saying me before you're gonna look for the job, the parcel delivery, and they're gonna give you the van. Yeah, that's why I'm doing the lesson. That's why I'm doing the license. Okay, so just let you know, when you go for your van, your turning will get different for the T junction. All right. So better take a training with a van for somebody. Otherwise, I can tell you now, you have to go more ahead A van will be up, then tell him. And his wording will prove, yeah, that's what he wanted. His wording maybe say, yeah, that's why I want the license. So now, what the main picture come again? The goal. His goal is not passing the test and driving this small car. His goal is driving the van. After get the license, get the job. That is the goal. So this is why if you don't know the full picture, why they want to do it. Let's say you as a housewife will say, oh, I only want to take my license to pick and drop the kids. Okay, well you're gonna drive maximum. Oh, I'm gonna drive motorways, long journey. I'm not gonna bother to drive. He will drive for me and blah blah blah. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to talk about rush hours, shopping areas, this like that. And then I was saying, what if your husband got ill and can't drive? When once you go on the holiday and you go six half of the way of the journey, so maybe you have to drive on the motorway. Going, oh, I never think that way. Yeah, so keep the information. Maybe you don't utilize it. So you at least teach them for the lifetime. That's come back again as a client center. Another mistake. Everyone teach for today. That's all majority of us, what we do, we teach for today. But examiner is thinking you're teaching for the lifetime, not for today. So don't talk about this scenario. Finish with this scenario. When you see got ability experience, talk about the scenarios for future. We all know what category we can drive on this license. Up till to the vans. Even with the sprinter vans as well. And anybody can go on a motorway after this license. They can hire the van and do the home shifting. If somebody said, "Oh, you got the van, you got the license, can you help me?" Yeah, I will get the van hired. And they never drive, but they're allowed to drive. But if they drive ever in their life in the future, you already explained that point to them. Oh, yeah, my instructor told me that if I drive vans once in my life, that's how I do. And the examiner say, yeah, you're making him lifetime, not for today. You start from today, talk about lifetime. That is what you do. Now, same thing, come back. If they're here, if they're here, if they're here, soon they do wrong. Boom, boom, boom. That is downsizing adopted. One stage down, but don't let them stay there. Why? Because once they are here, nobody want to go back again. Nobody like it. Imagine you start teaching me left and right and because I'm not doing it good, that means I'm going away from my T junction. Now I'm thinking about one more lesson of the left turning, more money wasting, more again this. Tell them we're just doing this to correct them and I will bring you back. The more quickly we do it, more quickly you get the experience and ability to do it, you come back. So that means I'm not losing anything, but there's nothing wrong to open the old page so I can clear my today's page. Right? So this is what they say lesson adopted, but when appropriate. So again, you will decide. But if I feel at the back is appropriate and you're not doing it, then you and my information is conflicting. If I'm thinking, you should be thinking the same. If I'm the examiner, you also the let's say if I'm the instructor, you're the instructor. If I think the lesson need to adopt it here, then you should be thinking the same. It's not like I'm thinking it's adopted, but you think no, I'm not agree, not adopting. Then we are not, we both of us not on the same pattern. And this pattern is not my pattern; it's pattern by the DVSA. DVSA have the proper standard to teach somebody. So if you are not teaching that one, I'm not. Then we. This is another problem. Oh, I teach that way. I teach that way. No, we are representatives. That's another problem. This is my style. I teach. We always get this in WhatsApp group always. There's oh my. I teach my student like that. I teach my. You are represented by the government. They tell you with the highway code, driving standard and riding standard. You just have to whatever they send it there as a standard. You are just delivering it. Don't bring your standard in it. Yes, what you can bring it is a style of teaching. That's it. And everyone have to come on that standard. That's what we do. It's not my style. It's not your style. So if I'm sitting here according to that highway standard, national highway standard of the rider, if I think that is what's supposed to happen, and you're not doing it, that means I'm reading the different book. You're reading the different book. Then how come we are both not on the same book? So that another way examiner think. If I think you should have done it, if you're not doing it, that means both of us not doing the job. And that is the problem comes of adoption. I did not think that was appropriate. No, it's not about me, it's about the book. If the book says you need it, you need it. Right? And at the end of the day, they say you're doing this to help the pupil to work from their final goal. If that help will bring them back to the goal, then we just do it. Again, it's not my lesson, it's student lesson. If you think student gonna work for that, you can. If you're not sure, let's say if you're not sure, how about you just ask him? Okay, Qasim, you done that mistake. How about I give you the choice? We can go back to the judge junction. Let's practice your left steering more, like pull push more, and after 2, 3 runs, when you do it better, we come back again. What do you think? Put the ball in the spot and they say, yeah, I think is the right idea. It will be. I know I've done something wrong. Yeah, let's go back. You don't need to have to decide. Why? Students start reflecting by themselves. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I think I need it. Done. You done the job. Who's helping you, student? Student is telling me, no, let's do it. That's it. Because I mean, he's happy to do it. Let's do it and bring them back because you just try to say it's going to help you. It's going to help you to do that one, yeah? Okay, let's take a break here and start again with the next one. Now, main part is done. That's why it's take a lot of time. The rest of the things are interlinking with each other. Just make understanding. One thing go wrong, other thing go wrong. If that go wrong, that go wrong, that go wrong, that go wrong. If you don't do this, you lose mark here. If you lose mark here, you're definitely losing the marks here as well. You will never get 3 here and get 1 here. If you're getting 1 here, you're thinking of getting 1 here again. Because that reflects here. If you get 2 here, you get 2 here. If you get 3 here, you get 3 here as well. If that is wrong, then that is wrong. There's no way you get 3 here, you lose marks here. Because that's the main thing. This is your pillar and this is your job. If the pillar go wrong, job is wrong. Definitely. I'm just going to use the loops to brush up on it and all. And you come back again. And if you want to use it, let us know. It's not very clean, but it's reasonable.
Yeah, I'll probably go after you.
Okay, I will.
Part-timer?
Part-time.
You are a part-timer? You turn up like half one.
The superstars always
Oh,
come.
I'm champion with them. Oh my god, my awesome.
Which one?
Oh, this is a Q7. I used to have a SQ5. Not SQ7 yet. I used to have a SQ5.
That's
Amazing.
gorgeous car. We used to have SQ5. What do you say? What is the name?
Which was my house.
Okay. It's good investment towards the house.
Yeah. Yeah, so what was the need for you to go for a haircut
But
and
I
a
didn't
beard
need-
trim? There was more important than coming in at 1 o'clock.
Yes, I would. I want to look nice.
What has it?
I want to impress Qasim. To show him that I'm gorgeous.
Yeah, not so.
No, it's just no one had a haircut since I've been working for France, so I really need to. I don't want to just do.
Can't say anything now. Can't say anything now. Doing that. Nothing. Good on. One. Should be worse. Leave it. You don't have to. I would have liked to.